Aloha everybody, sorry I missed you last week, but I was away for a work mission, but now I'm back with some friends. Right now we're just waiting for some more people to get into the Bruce. Usually when you get on these things, you're always waiting for a while. You can wait up to 3 hours just to leave, but we got the driver to leave early and pick people on the road, so that's what we're doing. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. What is VAC anyways?
What does it stand for?
Yeah, VAC is like a meeting,
volunteer. I don't know what it means.
What does VAC stand for?
Volunteer Agricultural Club.
No, that's not true.
Basically, you meet up with some volunteers, you talk about what's going good with Peace Corps, what's going bad. Vacation, you just hang out and have a good time. It's kind of just a good way to release some steam. We're heading to Ampefy, which is about 4 hours west of the capital city of Antananarivo. So, what are you guys looking forward to doing at VAC?
I think you're going first.
No hablo inglés.
I'm looking forward to meeting new volunteers.
What are you looking forward to doing at VAC?
Eating
Boy
food.
Scouts.
There's a steak with mushroom sauce on it that I'm gonna go to town on, probably twice. I heard there's good pizza
Yeah.
as well.
You owe me ice cream.
I do owe you ice cream, so I'll have some ice cream with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food and just chilling with a lot of friends.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of people here.
And chilling by the pool.
Chilling by the
Yeah, because there's a pool where we're going. I'm looking forward to getting a tan. Man, I live in the Highlands, I get zero sun. I'm gonna tan so hard, I'm gonna burn my skin. I'm gonna use a minimal amount of sunscreen.
It's going to be completely overcast.
I hope not. Area 51.
Hey yo, this is your boy Chris coming at you with my vlog at the same time as come out. No, I don't actually talk like that.
That's exactly how he talks, don't let him fool you.
This is bonbon wanja. It's peanut brittle. We got peanut brittle here.
Cappuccino.
Can you grab me one too then? My counterpart said this is where all the witchcraft happens.
There's witches in Madagascar, so watch out. Maybe another hour and a half till we get to Ampefy. I'm gonna stop recording before I get car sick and I throw up on all these people. So, we'll see you there. So we just made it to the hotel. We got off the Bruce. Super nice. This is not Peace Corps material right now. We're out of place. Where do we check in? Oh, okay.
I feel like that whenever we go somewhere as a group that people know we're not like normal tourists.
Yeah, they're like, why do these people smell so bad? Why do they have dirt on them?
Yeah, right?
Well, let's see. We got one person already here. Say hello.
For checking.
Yeah. So we'll just wait for the other volunteers, and then later on we'll see what's
I
up.
want to get some second breakfast.
Oh, psych! There's no rooms here. They're all booked, so we have to go find another place. I guess we're just not worthy enough to stay at a fancy place like this. Going to find another hotel.
Really is nasty.
Look at that.
Y'all ready to get shisto?
Nice. No shisto for us today or tomorrow. Hey, look at all these avocados. So we just went to another hotel and they're also booked, so 0 for 2. Hopefully third time's the charm. We got a room. So we're just gonna go change, head to the other hotel, meet up with the other volunteers, jump in the pool, talk to people. I'm excited. And happy Aloha Friday here from Madagascar. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be Monday. So basically I'm talking to you from the past Aloha Friday. But I mean, it should be Aloha Friday every day. There should always be Aloha and everything like that out in the world every single day. But yeah, so now I'm here at the pool that we were at earlier. Basically we're just pool hopping. I jumped in. The water's super cold. But now I'm gonna interview some of my friends. Let's see what they say. This is Jesus.
What's up? You guys should know me by now already. It's been 2 years.
Yeah,
Me and
so
this guy go way back to Antananarivo, Bumiadana, the Masara region.
yeah. Yeah, where I lived back in the boonies was a 2-hour bike ride from his site, and he's still out there. He's my cabron. And this is Chris.
Hi, what's up?
He's a newer volunteer.
Yeah, I'm a newer volunteer.
Yeah. Get comfortable. Stage 53 and stage 51, stage 49. Stage is basically a cohort.
Dude, you're 49?
I'm 49. I'm old. I'm the Zuki Be. Yeah, so stage is basically cohort. So I'm the 49th cohort. He's a 51. And he said 53. 54 just sworn. 55's coming. So yeah, I've been here for a really long time. What was your first impression of Madagascar?
My first impression of Madagascar came my second day in Madagascar. It was kind of like really fast that first day. We landed on the plane, we got on the bus, we drove through the capital. We didn't really stop anywhere. We just drove straight through to the training site in Montesu. And by the time we got to Montesu, it was dark and you couldn't see anything.
Real quick, so when you come to Madagascar, Peace Corps Madagascar, you go to Montesu, which is where the Peace Corps training center is at, and for 3 months you have training before you swear in as a volunteer. Sorry.
Yeah. And then when I woke up the next morning, I woke up pretty early, so I was excited. I went out, and the training center is surrounded by this beautiful lake with just eucalyptus trees everywhere. And so I guess my first impression of Madagascar coming from that moment was, wow, there's just so much nature. In the States, I live in Montana, and I'm surrounded by nature, but like, it hit me, it was a completely different type of nature. It wasn't like you go out and you see mountains and pine trees. Here it was like I was in a completely different place. I felt like, holy crap, I'm on an adventure. This is gonna be awesome. My hype of Madagascar skyrocketed that first day.
Oh, Carol, what's up? Hi. What was your guys' first impression of Madagascar?
I came in June, which is summertime in the States, but wintertime in Madagascar, so it was cold. But I remember driving from the airport, and it was a lot of chickens. All tall chickens, weird looking chickens, Malagasy chickens.
Dude, chickens are like dinosaurs. You ever think about that? They're weird. The chickens are weird.
Big claws, big wings. But I hate the word underdeveloped, but that was what.
Developing.
It was like developing. Yeah. Communal life is what came to mind, like Mexican culture. Montesu was like the city, the main city, capital is very different from the rest of Madagascar. So it was misleading.
What was your first impression of Madagascar?
I traveled a lot right when I got here, and I remember thinking that everywhere in Madagascar felt like a different planet, no matter where you go.
Well, because it's so diverse.
Yeah, in everything, in like food and people and landscape and whatnot. And I remember thinking the language sounded like music the first time I heard it, and I was like, I have to learn that.
So, why did you join the Peace Corps?
I had been to Madagascar previously, and I wanted a way to come back, and the Peace Corps was the only program that you can come and learn the culture and learn the language and
get like real into it,
before
grassroots
you work in
level.
The country. So that was how Madagascar came first, and then with the Peace Corps, and I don't regret it.
So what is the craziest thing that's happened to you in Peace Corps?
Oh, that's...
It's whatever you want to share.
Okay.
For I don't know who, mostly my family. I don't know, whoever you are watching this.
The story that gets the most laughs is we have a visit to our host families. Well, the family's going to be helping us out over here, and for like a week before we go live there. And I went to my host family, and one of my host sisters was breastfeeding her baby, and I guess the previous volunteer had been shy about breastfeeding, and someone mentioned that to the sister or the cousin, whoever she was, and she got very embarrassed and like covered herself up and then like started to cry, and I felt really bad because I didn't actually care, so I like pulled my shirt off and I was like, it's okay, like I don't mind, and then it got a lot of
have
laughs.
some too.
No, it's a big laugh, the family. So.
That's really funny. This is definitely making the vlog. So as they're eating my snacks from Hawaii, they got some dried cuttlefish right there. And we had some, what's it called, shoyu peanuts earlier. So whoever wants to go first, why did you join the Peace Corps? You joined the Peace Corps because why?
I joined the Peace Corps because my dad was in the Peace Corps, and
I didn't know that.
My entire life growing up, he would always tell me stories about things he did in the Peace Corps, how he was helping people how he was like developing himself as a person and how he was learning a lot from his experience. He met my mom in the Peace Corps. That's not a reason why I did the Peace Corps.
Well, a lot of people
but-
meet their significant other in the Peace Corps.
It's a thing
you know?
that really happens.
It attracts like-minded people.
It does, and that's like being able to come out here for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big thing that you share in common with someone else.
What is that from Stranger Things?
I
Shared
think so.
trauma. Shared trauma.
I've never watched Stranger Things,
okay.
so I don't get that reference. But Peace Corps my entire life has had like a really big influence on my development as a person through my dad, through my mom, and now through Peace Corps. So for me, it just felt natural to be drawn into that.
It's beautiful. Nicely said.
I wanted to join to become a better Jesus, help others, and to travel seemed like the best option at the moment. I'm glad I did it.
Cool.
I'm done. Kamaka's done.
Yeah. He finishes up next month. I finish up in like 2 months. We'll be out of here. If you could only bring one thing to Madagascar, like a deserted island situation, like not an island of desserts, because that would be actually. Why is it called deserted island anyway?
Deserted.
Deserted?
With nothing.
But that's a desert, right? Isn't deserted, but it's like an island is filled with desserts?
It depends on how many R's you put in there, or S's. It depends
No.
on how many S's you put
Because
in there.
deserted island is 2 S's, right?
No, it's 1 S.
Well, I'm not an English teacher anymore. So Peace Corps
Wait, is it
is
Madagascar?
Peace Corps is the deserted island. Okay? So one thing you could bring from America to Peace Corps. If you could only bring one thing.
Wait, are we bringing it to Madagascar?
To
or
Madagascar
a deserted
for the Peace Corps. I'm just saying it's like one of those deserted island scenarios. Your what?
My cat.
Your cat?
That's what I miss most. In any situation.
I think a camera
A camera?
to record and take pictures.
Oh shoot! I already brought my Xbox.
This guy. Nobody brings their Xbox to Peace Corps, so this is not normal. This is just this guy.
I would bring. Can I bring like just one thing? One thing that I would bring, my dog, because my dog would kick all the other dogs' butts here in Madagascar.
Yeah.
I'd bring my dog.
I would just bring an Aloha shirt because that's important. Actually, I don't know what I'd bring. Alright, so since you're about to leave, what's the first thing you're gonna do when you go home?
Eat Mexican food.
First thing that
Eat
comes to mind.
barbecue.
You barbecue?
Yeah, mine would also be eat. And it's not Madagascar food.
Yeah,
I went
we always think about food while we're here.
Yeah,
Said you
you.
should join. Join. Best decision ever. Toughest job you ever love. I mean, you know, look at us. We're just struggling so much. It's a tough life.
This is exactly how it is.
No, we work
All the
hard.
time.
We work
All the
hard.
time.
They work hard. They're living in the countryside. I live in the city now, but they work hard. They deserve this. They deserve to meet up with everybody, eat some good foreign food, and relax. Because they just finished he just finished his first year of teaching. He finished his second year of teaching. Teaching's not easy when you got like 80 students in a class.
And no one understands you.
And no one understands you. Yeah, you gotta learn a new language.
Embrace the challenge.
Yeah.
Hardest part about Peace Corps is
You're alone.
you're alone. Having a lot of stuff that would normally be in English, like for me, I go to church every Sunday, but it's in Malagasy, and I understand a lot of the prayers, but it's I don't really though. So that's kind of tough.
Language barrier.
Yeah, language barrier.
Hardest part about Peace Corps?
Being alone.
You know, loneliness, isolation. Hey, this is Manuela.
Some time to make the pizza too, like 30 minutes. So
Hardest part about Peace Corps?
the hardest part about Peace Corps?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Hardest part about Peace Corps?
It was the rats before.
The rats.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
but
ate everything.
favorite Malagasy food?
But we can. My favorite Malagasy
Just
food.
interrupting your questions.
Maybe Hanakisu Sianana.
That's pork and some
Greens.
leafy greens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The
It's really
greens
good.
are good.
It's so lame. Rice and pork.
Yeah. Well, hers is
Rice and
henakisu
pork and
and
ananas. Yeah, henakisu
yeah, yeah.
and ananas.
rice. We love rice here.
We love
Fried
rice and
lettuce and rice.
Okay, so
beans.
a lot of the greens,
lot of
we
greens.
eat a lot of greens here. It sounds super simple, but it's pretty good. In Hawaii, we would say, broke them out. What was your first impression of Madagascar?
What was my first impression?
I get the childhood.
Yeah. All right. What do you miss the most? What do you miss the
Wait.
most?
Okay, hold on. Kamaka.
What?
Miss pizza.
Pizza,
Yeah, and
which we're gonna
quesadillas.
go eat later.
That's true.
Yeah.
Miss
Okay. So
quesadillas,
pizza.
though. You Can't get Mexican food here.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys are sick of those people, so I'm gonna see if I can bother some other people and ask them some stuff. What's up? Just came to ask some questions if you guys are down.
Yeah, we're about to go get pizza. Ask us some
Oh, okay, we're gonna get some pizzas. Oh yeah, come out. No, we can do it on the road as we get some pizza.
Oh, but I have to
Yeah.
put my shoes on.
Oh, yeah, no rush. I can edit this out. Since you're here, as we're waiting for other people before we get pizza, this is Kiva.
Right.
What does your hat say?
This is Vaza, which is the Malagasy word for foreigner. And you will get
Kaole in
yeah,
Hawaiian.
you get called it a lot, but when you wear the hat, they actually call you less.
Nah, I like your tactic. I don't know.
Reclaiming it.
Yeah.
our
Just
word
own
now.
it. Speaking of Vaza and how we get called Vaza, what's the hardest part about Peace Corps?
I'm sick all the time. Honestly, Peace Corps is the hardest part about Peace Corps. Like, it is weird working for a bureaucratic organization that tries to make everything the same in a country where not a single thing is the same for any two people.
Honest answer. Yeah, I like that. But why did you join the Peace Corps? If it's,
I joined the Peace Corps because I got really tired of life in the States.
What do you mean? Like, what were you tired of?
Tired of working really hard at jobs I wasn't in love with for money I didn't even need. I used to think there were two types of jobs. Jobs where if you did it really well, you work less, and jobs that you do really well, you work more. And the higher I climbed and the more money I earned, I realized there's just one type, which is you will always work more. And climbed up the ladder and saw that there was nothing good up there and thought I'd rather grow some veggies on an island in the middle of nowhere.
Now you're here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Favorite Malagasy word?
Fetsy.
Fetsy? What does Fetsy mean?
Fetsy is being like shiesty, coy, tricky, underhanded.
Yeah, deceiving. If you do something, they'll be
Conniving.
like, oh,
Conniving.
Fetsy, I know.
Fetsy.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, okay. So what's the craziest thing that's happened to you?
Yeah, it's the measles. Got the measles. Vaccinated as a kid, got the full series, got a booster right before coming here. Say 3% doesn't work for, and I was in that lucky 3, so had a rough few, honestly, months because my immune system just bottomed out and I'm sick all the time now.
Yeah.
Still recovering
Measles. Avoided the plague though. Still alive.
for now.
Yeah.
Here's
This
to
is
say
Sonam. She was cruising in the room, but now she's here and she must answer questions or she cannot have pizza.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay, go.
First one, why did you join the Peace Corps?
I wanted something else to do somewhere else. I was looking for something interesting, but I was also looking for something worthwhile.
The light's shining, yeah.
Yeah. Prettier?
Yeah. No, you look good. Like
look
it's
good?
like it's a good glow. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, kind of blocking mine, but it's alright.
Sorry,
It's
okay,
alright.
do you want
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You got all the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Hey, so sum it all up again.
Okay, sum it all up. I didn't want to do like an office job. I didn't
Yeah.
want to like, I don't know, just
Don't
do the
do
normal
that, yeah.
thing. So just looking for something else.
And Peace Corps was
Yeah.
that one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Favorite Malagasy word?
Manin. Manina? Manina?
Manin?
Manina?
So what does that mean?
It's like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Why? Like,
Why?
yeah, it has a lot of
What's
meanings.
going
Yeah.
on? Way too many meanings, but
Yeah,
very
yeah.
often used.
It's a good word. Good word.
Yeah.
If you could only bring one thing to Madagascar, one thing you couldn't live without, what would you bring?
My glasses. Really bad eyesight, and in this country, like if you can't see
Yeah,
God, I don't
Good
know
luck,
if I could
yeah.
survive.
I actually got glasses for the first time here in country. I'm
Really?
like
Congratulations.
falling apart in this country.
Welcome to the club.
I know. I don't wear it though. It's only like when I see like for
Are
far
you
things.
shamed? Are you going through
No,
like,
no,
the
no. I
shame
don't need
period?
it. I don't
Okay.
need it.
Oh,
It's
you don't
really
need
weak.
it? Okay.
It's just my left eye. Yeah. Glasses. Hey, people, no glasses shaming. Okay, it's not cool. Favorite Malagasy dish?
It would have to be. Do you know what pata?
Pata.
Do you know what pata is? The
It's not
dried
pasta.
shrimp.
Oh no, I don't think I've had that. I've seen it though.
No, it's the
Right
stuff
there?
you're not supposed to eat.
Oh, hopefully, Dr. A, we hope you're not watching
I'm
this.
so sorry, doctors. But I really love pata. It's like dried shrimp, and
Mm-hmm.
and then you can like cook. It's dried for how long?
Yeah.
Who knows? But then you take out all the
Awesome.
sand and everything, clean it out. Really, it's nice. Clean it out nicely,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But then you like put in a tomato, an onion, ginger
Matsiro.
sauce.
Oh,
With
cool.
rice, yeah.
Gotta try it. Okay.
It's favorite.
What would you want the people watching this, or just anybody back home, to know about Madagascar?
It's a place where anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah, anything is possible. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
I understand what you're saying because
Because
as a Peace Corps volunteer, yeah, like nothing's
You-
predictable. Like
yeah,
anything can
Nothing's
happen.
predictable. Anything is possible. If you have a dream to do something,
Mm-hmm.
you can do it. You just don't have any expectations about anything, and just I don't know. It's a place where you can really live freely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a simple life, and there's not too many rules. Like if I wanted to, I could just like pee right in the back of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to,
Yeah.
I could pee right here.
So basically what you're saying is to make your dreams come true, come to Madagascar and you can pee anywhere. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant.
Is
right?
that what I saw?
That's exactly what she said, and you're welcome, people. Oh, Victoria,
It's
hey,
amazing.
you haven't
Oh,
been
gosh.
in the video.
Oh no!
I gotcha. So basically, I've been asking everybody questions, so now I want to ask you some questions. Favorite Malagasy word?
Betsy.
Oh, wow, same as Kiva's.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys know what that means because
Yeah.
Kiva explained it.
Can
Okay.
I take my hair down?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Whoa, wow, look at that hair.
Yeah.
It's like a lion's
got really
mane.
long.
What is the first thing? So she's about to leave soon too.
Yes.
Funny story actually. So me, you, Jesus, Taylor, who was in the car earlier. We were here last year, about maybe a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and we all got schisto, which is like this short for schistosomiasis, schistosomiasis, which is a waterborne disease, parasite, which you get from swimming in stagnant water. So about 13 out of 13 of us got schister,
Yeah.
shish bros. So this is like redemption, this trip, you know?
You know, that
We're
was
not gonna get it.
actually- That was actually our first VAC.
That was your first
yeah,
VAC,
my
yeah.
first VAC, and this is my last
Yeah,
VAC.
that's crazy how time
Started
flies.
and
Yeah.
in the same place.
So basically, yeah. So don't swim in water. You get schisto. What is the first thing you're gonna eat when you go home?
I really am looking forward to buffalo chicken dip.
From where specifically?
From a restaurant called Whiskey Bar.
This is in Georgia.
Yeah, this is in Augusta.
Oh, okay. So anybody knows Georgia?
But I'm going to France first, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
have a
that's
lot
gonna
of
be
good
good.
food there. So I'm
Watch
gonna
out
have
the
McDonald's.
cow poop on the
my God.
ground. So what's the one thing you miss the most from home?
I miss feeling like I can live without people watching me all the time.
Yeah, there's actually people watching us right now. Look, look, I bet you this guy's watching us too. When you come to Peace Corps, you're kind of the center of attention because, you know, we're lighter skinned, we speak English, and people are just genuinely, thank you, curious about you. Yeah. It is gonna be nice to just go back and blend
Be
in.
a little bit anonymous.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
Other times you.
For sure. I mean, especially when you're a girl here, you get a lot of harassment. And,
Yeah, and my
Stuff like
hair,
that, yeah.
you can't blend in at all.
yeah. Salama. Ino vavao. Yeah. Si mena chale. Salama, manona. Pelumare. Why should somebody join the Peace Corps?
You should join the Peace Corps if it's something you've been wanting to do. Because if you don't do it, you'll regret it. Even, like, I don't know that I have particularly loved it here. Actually, I know I haven't.
But there's its good and bad
Yeah,
parts, you know?
And I know that
Yeah.
if I hadn't have done it, I would have kept wondering. So
Mhm.
you should do it because it'll change you for better reasons and for worse reasons, but I think it's worth it.
I like that. Okay. Ciao, this whole.
I don't know how to say it. You can't let somebody else's experience determine if you join or
Mhm.
not.
And your service is what you make it, you know?
Yeah.
Your service is
Yeah.
totally different from mine. And the way that you react to things is totally different
Yeah.
than
And
mine.
every
So,
country is
yeah.
different. Every
Exactly.
sector is different.
Great words of wisdom from Zuki.
Yeah, finally.
Zuki is like an older sibling. And that's what we call each other in the Peace Corps.
This is
So,
my Zuki.
yeah, I'm her Zuki. She's their Zuki in the back, and I'm the Zuki Bay, which is like the big Zuki. I've been here too long. What's the best thing about Madagascar?
Ooh. Okay, the best thing is kind of the worst thing for me. I love that bonjour, you can say pretty much anything you want and get away with it.
Yeah.
But the downside is that other people do the same to you. So like you can call somebody a liar to their face, but they can do the same thing to you.
Yeah, so if you dish it, you gotta be able to take it.
Right. So like as mean as people have been to me, I've been equally as mean to them. And I don't get in trouble for it.
That's just life here. What is the best part about Madagascar?
People.
People?
I don't know why.
I'd say the variety of fresh foods.
Oh, okay. Well, and how cheap everything is.
Yeah. Variety and affordability of fresh foods.
The people are like so welcoming, more than anywhere else I've ever been.
What's the biggest sacrifice you had to make coming to Madagascar?
I lost my left pinky.
Spending time.
Did you really?
No.
Okay. I had to check.
Being able to be okay with people, like minimizing my, like almost not having a personal space anymore. I love my community, they're great, but like sometimes it's hard to find alone time in my community. There's always people coming to my door wanting to do stuff and things like that, and it's I always get up and I always do things, and I feel like that's a good way to build up the relationship with my community, but also sometimes it feels a little bit like
Constraining?
yeah.
Yeah. Especially because like you're always being watched, you're always the center of attention, so
people are always
you have no
their eyes on
privacy, so you basically gave up your privacy coming here.
basically, yeah.
Hey. Oh, you're just chilling. It's like you knew I was coming to record you. Yeah, well, we're gonna go eat pizza, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
yeah, but I just wanted to ask you some questions. Man, you got a sweet place over here.
I know it is a good
Yeah.
situation.
Ken, what is that? It's a
THB.
That's
The,
can you grab it? Show the people.
The life water of Madagascar. Let's see.
Show the label. Look at this. This is not a commercial. We are not sponsored by THB. THB wants to sponsor us.
I mean, I'll drop. You know, if they pay for my beers, I'll drink them.
I don't even drink, but I'd love to be sponsored. Yeah, chin chin.
Absolutely, man.
Okay. This is Taylor.
What up?
Why did you join the Peace Corps?
Why did I join? It's pretty simple. You know, I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
I really didn't care what job. When I applied for Peace Corps, I just knew I wanted to live abroad. I wanted to learn another language. I didn't care about like
What you're doing as long as you could.
that like well, I cared less about like amenities. Like I didn't care about like running water or like power. I was like I just want to be somewhere different. I need something different from my life and to help people.
Yeah. Kind of why I joined the Peace Corps too. So what's your favorite thing about Madagascar?
Dude, I don't know. It's hard not to say like the whole thing. It's hard not to say the people. I mean, they're so happy. I think my favorite thing about the people is how welcoming they are with strangers. My one example is I was riding my bike back to site. It was late at night. I was falling off my bike. I was 10 kilometers away. I was in the middle of nowhere, and I come to a farmer's house. You know, like I have to ask him. I'm like I say to him, I'm like, I'm a teacher in this town.
Yeah.
It's too far. I'm falling off my bike. I just need somewhere to sleep. Can I sleep on your floor? I'll pay you money. I'm sorry. The guy kind of like laughs at me for a second. He takes me to another house that's nearby, and I say the same thing to the owner of that house, a farmer, just a very, very small house, very poor farmer.
Yeah.
And he's just like in Malagasy. He's like, "Oh yeah, come on up, like come in." Like he said it like he was expecting me to be there. He was so happy and I think proud. He was so proud to be like, "Of course you can come stay at my house."
Yeah.
And I came up there, and it was like a 2-story. One story was like farm equipment and stuff, and there were like 6 people were living in the second story of 2 rooms.
Yeah.
And they gave me like rice and pork. And I mean, especially, they fed me like meat. Like it's expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think and that was like an exemplary thing. But I still think that goes across the board. I mean, people are more than happy to help you.
Yeah. Like even though what's crazy to me is that they don't have a lot to give, but they still give.
Yeah.
Like, willingly.
Yeah. They're so happy.
And
they're so happy to do it.
And it makes you think, back in America, you're like, I don't even want you to have this bite of my hamburger or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want a bite of my hamburger?
Yeah.
But like in your mind, you're like, oh, I hope he doesn't want a bite of my hamburger.
It would be weird in the United States to ask a total stranger, not even just for help, but like, can I sleep on your floor? It's like a pretty. I can't just show up to someone's house. Or I would feel really weird doing that in the States.
For sure.
But in that situation made me, I'm like, all right, Taylor, you have to ask this person for help.
Yeah.
And they were just like I said, they greeted me like, oh yeah, we've been waiting for you. Come on up.
Yeah.
Like that goes across everything.
I can vouch for that, man. The Malagasy people are so nice. So on the opposite of that, what's your least favorite part?
It's got to be traveling. The bush taxis, Taxi Bruce. I mean, the roads. Even the paved roads are narrow. Like, you're crammed in a car. I think that's like the only thing that I have to like mentally prepare myself for. I guess another thing that I don't really enjoy is being the center of attention. Because I mean there are so few visas, few foreigners, especially in the smaller towns you get, it's not negative always, but they say, you know, bonjour visa. They're always just like, you're always the center of attention,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing
It's hard to
something
lay low.
remotely weird. Yeah, it's hard to lay low, and I don't like.
You're instant celebrity.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
being a celebrity, and I don't like public attention
Yeah.
very much. So that, you know, and a lot of times it's still positive. It's really
Yeah,
not
yeah.
negative, but I still am just like, I would
Yeah.
rather you just treat me like another random
Well,
person.
don't worry. I think I got about maybe like 10 family members that's gonna watch this. So we'll have that
They'll know.
attention.
They'll be prepared for Madagascar then.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Maybe last question. Are you ready to eat pizza?
Mm. Hell yeah.
Alright, just waiting for our pizza. Woo! They don't care. They really don't care. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Cómo estás, cabrón?
Estoy bien. Tengo hambre. Quiero comer pizza.
Hambre y sueño, hambre y sueño.
Hambre, son?
Hambre y sueño.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah. So, waiting for our pizza. We're gonna go devour that.
And maybe do some karaoke.
Yeah, maybe just hang out. It's getting dark, so we'll pick back up tomorrow.
Hasta mañana.
Yeah, nos vemos. Pizza.
Like you want to kind of stomach they could enter into like men's competition.
Oh, pizza sandwich.
It's a video. It's a
crazy.
video. It's
Oh.
a video.
Wow. So, quick question. Have you had diarrhea?
More days than not.
Yeah, of course.
The first month in country, and then the first month back for vacation, and then the first month back.
Oh yeah. There was this one time I was like peeing shit. It was awful. And I still got on a bruise by choice and went to Seremonditi to see my friend Tracy.
Woo!
Yep. And then I
That's true
kicked her out of the
friendship.
room. So
Kiva, have you had diarrhea?
Yeah. Are you asking like today or in general?
God, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I ate yogurt.
Absolutely.
I ate homemade yogurt here, and I had diarrhea for like a week afterwards.
Lots of diarrhea, yeah.
Have you had diarrhea?
Of course.
Yeah, and I like mayonnaise.
Today, yeah.
Have you had diarrhea?
No, I have not. I know. I've been one of the rare ones.
Dang, okay. Wait, so have you had diarrhea?
I have not. I have been super anal about washing.
Well,
I have not.
No pun intended.
I have been so anal about washing veggies and treating water the way that Peace Corps told me to that I have not been sick in country.
It's only been because I ate miso that wasn't good.
Oh, really?
Anyone else anything very like pressing matters? There's some prompts.
My reimbursement has never been
What are you guys doing right now?
Complaining a lot. VAC stands for Volunteers Altogether Complain.
Day 2 of VAC right now. Some people are meeting, talking about Peace Corps stuff. We got some people chilling by the pool. Got my friend Daniel here. He's gonna answer some questions. Why did you join the Peace Corps?
Honestly, the reason I joined the Peace Corps was because I had originally applied for the U.S. Navy before I came here, and I got rejected because I had a history of ADHD when I was a kid. But I still wanted to serve my country in some capacity, and also like I really wanted to do something different with my life for once, and something that was going to benefit my career. So that's why I joined the Peace Corps.
Did you choose Madagascar?
No, I literally selected anywhere and any position.
For future Peace Corps volunteers, or people who want to apply to the Peace Corps, I'm pretty sure I heard that if you do anything or anywhere, you usually get Africa and education.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's exactly what happened here.
It actually ended up being pretty spot on for me because like I actually ended up doing fairly well as a teacher, and my community kind of likes me, so you know I'm gonna go back to teaching when I go back to America.
So what did you do at site? Because you're about to finish up. So what was your job?
I mean, my main job. So technically, my main job at my site was to teach what is known as technical English. That's what's called a technical vocational school, which means that like it's like a trade school in America where they prepare you for certain special skills and whatnot. But when I got there, there was no curriculum, there was no nothing, and my counterpart straight up told me, just teach basic English. So I'm like, okay, so I taught basic English for the first three terms of when I was there, and I did that, and then the fourth term I would teach technical English. So that was my plan, is just to teach the basic English as best as possible, so that these kids, when they go to university and they go abroad or they go whatever, they'll have the basic idea of English, so they can continue their studies and interact with foreigners or study abroad or whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
Cultural center. Hey, what's up, Beth?
Yeah. I got a
Beth, Beth looking lovely as always.
Got some new people here.
Hi.
Do you go by Mads?
Mads.
Mads? Well, Madison.
Yeah, Madison.
Madison. Look, let's see. Why did you two join the Peace Corps?
Not only to get my hair braided.
Yeah. That's actually why I grew out my hair.
I feel like this isn't the best time to answer these questions.
It's cool. We're just cruising.
I have been so privileged in the United States that I felt like I needed to serve my country in a way that may not have been military, but was giving back and giving other people opportunities that I have because I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
And it's something I've always envisioned myself doing, and I'm really excited that I'm here.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Like, I was really blessed and privileged, so that's kind of why I wanted to challenge myself.
Right.
Almost make myself struggle. What has been the hardest part about being here in Peace Corps?
I'm still
Besides
new.
braiding Beth's hair.
Yeah, I'm still new, so
I haven't
Yeah.
gotten. Fresh meat. Yeah, I'm fresh meat.
Yeah.
But I'd say the hardest part might be the isolation, but it makes weekends like this with other people so worth it, and you get to find out so much more about other people and where they're from in the United States, and even that cultural exchange from like being from the East Coast and then meeting people from the West Coast is just not the same. Yeah, it's really great. I love it.
Oh, the hardest part about Peace Corps is, for me, the language. Because like I think we all have been so privileged in being able to like communicate in the way that we want to, and being able to say the things that like express ourselves.
Oh my god, you have so much hair.
I don't know. I think that like being able to express yourself in a way that you have to challenge yourself is probably the most difficult thing.
Like, you have to find new ways to like say something which you can't because you don't have the vocabulary.
You don't have the words to express yourself in the exact way you want to. That has been the most difficult part for me, because like words are so important in American culture that I think definitely that's been the most difficult part for me.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go catch these volunteers off guard.
Hey.
This is Paige. Where's your site at?
Vitafu.
Yeah, so which is like
Which is about
5 hours in the capital?
Yeah, it's about 4 hours south and about 1 hour west. Once you get to Ansera Bay, it's about a 1 hour west of Ansera Bay.
So how do you like keep yourself happy at site? What are your coping mechanisms?
I feel like hanging out with my students during like English club really kind of keeps me sane, and also I don't know, just like keeping in touch with family too.
I feel like some volunteers will say that would drive them crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess English club though, right? Not like teaching and...
Yes, yeah. English club is kind of like more of an extracurricular thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Megan.
Hi.
So what do you spend your money on in Madagascar?
Money on is food.
Food?
I love good food.
Yeah.
I like to make good food at my site, but when I go into my banking town, I like to spend splurge money on like really good food.
Like bazaar food?
Yeah, like good pizza, like really good cheese. Ansera Bay, which is my banking town, is known for like cheese and dairy products. So pizza and like really good cheese products is popular in Ansera Bay.
Peace Corps is not paid. Every month you get a living stipend for food, travel, what else?
We get like a business allowance.
Business allowance? Yeah, and then at the end of your 2 years you do get some money for like a readjustment allowance, which is around like $8,000 maybe?
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, so for 2 years you make $4,000 a year. Yeah, so the monthly stipend she uses for food, which is I use mine for food and travel probably.
Food
Yeah.
is like a comfort
Yeah.
comfort
It's a
thing
way
for
to
us.
keep you
Yeah.
happy.
Yes. Food
Yeah. It's a
food
coping
makes me
mechanism.
comfortable
Yeah.
and a coping mechanism within Madagascar, and I love food in the States, and that's what makes me happy here in Madagascar.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite Malagasy dish?
Ooh, I love Vadiam nanana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love that. The
Yeah.
rice and like the
It's so simple.
yeah, it's
Just
so
rice
simple.
and greens.
Yeah,
It's almost like a soup.
like soupy,
Yeah.
like the chicken noodle soup of Madagascar is what it is.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
You've only been here for a couple months, but what do you miss anything about America yet? or-
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sauce and Chick-fil-A nuggets. That's about it. Also, like cooking from raw to cook, and I still treat my veggies and soak my veggies and what we're supposed to be doing. It just takes so long, and I live somewhere that's so cold. Sometimes my fingers will just be like, just pasta, just pasta.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
other than that, like, I miss being able to just like have food, and that's about it.
Yeah, we love food.
Yeah.
So what kind of job do you do at site?
I am a health volunteer, so my site is really close to Antananarivo, which is where a nursing school is. So a lot of nursing students come and do clinicals where I'm at. So there's not a ton of work for me to do at the clinic, but I work with a lot of the ASEs, which are like health workers that are nominated by the Fukutanis to teach health and give vaccines. So I kind of just go out into the different Fukutanis and give vaccines, weigh babies,
Yeah.
hold the cute little Zaza Kellys.
Yeah. So ASEs, community health volunteers, Fukutani is like a little
Village
Village.
outside of like a main commune area.
And Zaza Kellys are little babies.
Little babies. Little babies.
Oh, what's up? Can I get you in this real quick?
Yeah, I'm Gabby.
And she is near.
I'm near on Sierra Bay.
Hmm.
I'm a health volunteer.
Do you like it?
I like it, yeah, I like it. I have a great site. I'm pretty close to a city, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I have a great host family.
This is also such a Peace Corps thing right now.
Yes, an
Drinking
improv
out of-
cup.
That's awesome. So, what is your favorite part about being at site?
My favorite part of
yeah.
being at site is definitely all the people. Like my host family, I have a great host family, and they
Yeah.
have so many people who are related to them that I also know, and I have a couple English clubs that provide me a lot of people to hang out with. So I'm really lucky that I have so many friends, and I'm lucky.
What do you spend your money on
Oh,
in
God.
this Madagascar?
I spend way too much money on food and on Sierra Bay.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of my budget goes. But I'm lucky that I have like the Score and ShopRite, which are kind of like bigger grocery stores. I spend a lot of money there that
Yeah.
most volunteers don't have that in their bank account, but I do.
Hey, take advantage of it.
Yeah, I
Don't
do.
feel bad.
I
Treat
absolutely
yourself.
do.
Yeah. So this is Lena.
Hello. Namaste.
Speaking of,
video.
well, do you do yoga? Or you just like
I
sing?
enjoy, yeah.
Oh, you
Once
just
in a
like
while.
some
Went to
namaste
India one
thing.
time. I'm
Where-
a perfect white girl.
What's the coolest thing you've seen in Madagascar? The coolest place you've been in Madagascar?
Sambatra Lodge with Vincent
Where's that?
on Ox Knots. I don't ever know.
Oh, it's on Ile Sainte Marie.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
on
like
the-
the little island off of it.
Yeah, Ilanat. So it's on this island on the east coast of Madagascar. And,
Actually,
awesome.
you know what? Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm a really bad vlogger. But I think the coolest thing I've ever seen on this island is how people could accept you, even though you're so different from them, right?
Yeah.
So like you come here and you make no sense and you like don't go with the culture, but people still like love you and accept you.
Yeah, that's
And that sounds really cheesy, but I think that's
No,
what
it's
that's what
so
I love
true,
the
yeah.
most. Like
That's awesome.
I always think like no one has a reason for accepting me.
Maybe it's just because of your nice eyes. Yeah, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see.
It's the truth though, like you know, no one has to accept you,
Yeah.
and no one has to bring you in or love you, but they just end up doing it. I was thinking that the other day ago. No one has to love you, but they just end up loving you.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's everyone though. I think that people really like I don't know. I don't think they get like how humans are. I think a lot of in this like climate that we're in, we have a lot of like horrible things happening.
Mhm.
And I think that like a lot of people will still love each other and accept each other no matter what.
Mhm.
You know, and I've seen that like a lot of different places in the world. But here it's really cool to actually be included in something. I don't know. People
No.
still love you no matter who you are.
Beautiful. Beautifully put. What do you spend your money on at site?
My money on its site?
Yeah.
That's a really great question because like mostly it's just groceries.
Groceries, so food.
Yeah.
Just like a
Just
lot of
food.
us. Yeah.
Because if I'm at site, like I am not shopping. Like I don't frip. Frip is like clothes.
Thrift.
Frip is like
We got a
clothes
shadow
shopping,
again.
like secondhand
Yeah.
clothes shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly at site, I just do food.
What keeps you happy being here?
Keeping happy at site.
Yeah, or just yeah.
It's mostly just like meeting friends, honestly.
Peace
Like
Corps, Malagasy.
Malagasy friends,
Malagasy?
definitely at site.
Oh, so like we don't make you happy.
It's not that you don't make me happy, it's just that you're not at site with me.
Yeah.
So I have to be at site by myself.
Mm. Do you have a site mate?
No.
Okay. What is the closest volunteer to you?
An hour.
An hour away?
An hour from my site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer it. I think when I first got to site, I wanted a site mate, but now I'm glad that I don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets coming here?
No regrets.
No regrets? No regrets. But why did you join the Peace Corps?
Oh.
Yeah.
I joined the Peace Corps because I wanted to travel, but also I wanted to learn about public health in a different setting because
Okay.
that's what my like dream is to work with public health. And so being here and learning about how different cultures view public health is really important to me.
So what is one, because you two have been here for about a year?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is one like habit or just a skill that you picked up here that you think you'll continue in the States?
I have a skill that I have continued from like learning in the States that I've continued here, which
Yeah.
is embroidery. They teach it at my school. They teach embroidery, knitting, and crocheting at my school, and I'm continuing that skill within my students and within my community at my school. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
Do they
really
like
cool.
it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's something that I enjoy so much, and it brings me so much joy. And then when I'm able to share it with students and people around my community, it brings me even more joy because I'm able to share something that's really
Something you
important to
love.
me.
With
Yeah,
the people you
something
love.
that I love.
It's
yeah,
hard to beat that.
Totally. Yeah.
Ukulele is something
Oh,
that
nice.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that I started a couple years ago that I've continued here. It's something that I don't know, it's a nice sort of like leisure activity that I'm able to practice and just kind of like I don't know. It's a creative
mind off
expression
the
sort of.
things,
Yeah.
It's a way to bring people together. Too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've showed a lot of people in my community like the instrument itself, and
Yeah.
they think it's a Malagasy instrument called a kabosi, which is
Oh, okay.
slightly different, but it's interesting to kind of explain the differences between that. They get a kick out of like when I'm able to like kind of play it in a way
Yeah.
that, like they're not sort of expecting. It's really nice for me because I've been able to like expand my like knowledge and skills in terms of that instrument, but also just like I don't know, it's a nice leisure activity.
Yeah, and it's also super cool because they're probably not used to seeing girls play instruments because I think in Madagascar it's mostly a male dominant
I agree
thing.
with that.
Boys,
Yeah, so they'll be like, wow, girl, especially if you're like your female students, they'll be like, wow, she can do it, like maybe I can do it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Is that does that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
cool.
a lot of like the times that I've seen like people playing kabosi like in like the markets and stuff like that, it's like probably about 90%. I don't think I've ever seen a woman actually playing an instrument. So I think it's an inspiration for a lot of my like female students as well.
Hear
Yeah,
that?
for sure.
Female empowerment through instruments.
Females. Fire.
What's the hardest thing about Peace Corps?
I think the isolation. The isolation between like volunteers but also within my family and my friends back at home. I think that's the hardest thing that I've been had to cope with is isolation within the whole entire aspect. But luckily myself and Paige are
Site
like
mates.
we are essentially site mates. We're about 5-minute Bruce ride away from each other, and we're able to connect with each other about different things.
Sorry, my bad.
I just got my butt slapped. I don't know how I feel about it.
Taylor?
It's by Taylor, so I mean I'm kind of okay with it, but yeah, okay.
Kind of no big deal.
Do you feel at some points like you're powerless? Like there's certain things that you can do in the States you can't do here. Because of like resources or just, I don't know.
There's some things I cannot do here because of resources.
How do you overcome that?
I just work with the punches. I work with my students, and I'm able to see what materials I have at hand, and then I adapt to that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of adapting and changing to that type of materials and what I have and what I don't have and all of that type of things.
You gotta be flexible and
exactly.
like, think on your feet as a Peace Corps volunteer. Why should somebody join the Peace Corps?
Learn more about yourself.
Yeah,
really.
I think it's mostly about learning about yourself and learning about like the identities that you hold in terms of being an American, and that everybody has certain identities that reflect parts of themselves that they might not necessarily understand fully until they are in a different context. When you're in a different context, those things become more and more apparent, and then you're able to understand those things more fully, and you're able to incorporate them in a way that is able to like
impact others,
help others, and you're able to gain more empathy for other people's life situations.
Yeah.
I think being here, it's given me, I feel like I'm getting more than I'm giving in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I've been here for 3 years, and I will always say we get so much more than we can give, no matter what.
And I think I think coming into this experience with this idea that like you're giving more than you're getting, like is sort of
selfish.
Yeah.
But it's like the most selfish, selfless thing you can do.
It's
selfish, selfless.
Yeah.
I think like coping with that idea that like you're here to receive as much as you are to give is a really important thing in terms of Peace Corps. Is that like being open to receiving.
Yeah.
I can't even explain like the amount of things that I've been able to like receive from being here.
Yeah, we're teachers, but we can always learn.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So what is the one thing you miss the most being in Peace Corps?
Honestly, my family and my friends, like, it's... Shut up. I know it sounds I know it sounds really corny and sentimental, but it's just having someone who really understands you and really knows how to talk to you, and really, it's like, because it's just, we have to deal with so much stress here, and even if, as close as we can get to, like, our counterparts and our co-workers and whatnot here, it's different when someone who's known you for decades of your life at times, years and decades of your life at times, and you can explain those problems to you and your struggles. That's what's for me the hardest. Because,
in English.
Yes, in English. God, so much in English. Because my Malagasy is terrible. My French is even worse. But like that's what, in my opinion, is the hardest for me. Is just having someone who has been there all your life and understands you and knows how to deal with you and knows how to like find a solution for you is, in my opinion, the hardest for me.
I really hope you guys got to see a little bit into the lives of Peace Corps volunteers. Not necessarily at their site, because we're not at site right now. The site is like the village or town that they live in. But I hope that you got to see, you know, a little bit of the community that we have here, because it's really special, and other Peace Corps volunteers really make your service. They have made my service, and I wouldn't love it as much if I didn't get to hang out with them and see them every now and then. Some volunteers you go months without seeing. You can maybe not even see them for a year. But when you come together, it's always a good time. And hopefully I can show you guys more of the city, not city life, more of the village life and what it's like with Malagasy people. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with everybody. Or maybe your 2 friends, or 3 friends, or 4 friends, or 5 friends. And if you're my family watching this, thank you for supporting me. And if you don't like or subscribe, then I will disown you and I'll never talk to you ever again. Okay, bye. Alright, so we're about to end. The sun's going down. Yay! I mean, we're not about to end, like the day's about to end. Yeah, so any final words to people watching this?
Must do.
Live your life and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Must
Do crazy things and enjoy it.
Should they join the Peace Corps? No.
I like that. No.
Where am I looking at? I'll see you another time. And that's all. Ahuiho kākou.
But it might just have
Just
single
talking
bacon.
about bacon cheeseburgers.
Like, I feel like if a restaurant were to say bacon double cheeseburger, they wouldn't have to put as much bacon as if they said double bacon cheeseburger. So